Bryan Johnson was just found out to be microdosing Cialis. Cialis, for those of you who don't know, is part of the combination of drugs found in Viagra. And hopefully you all know what Viagra does. It's the same thing, essentially is Blue Chew. So let's go over what Cialis actually is, what it does, and if it is actually good for you, so much so that you should microdose it like Bryan Johnson. So Cialis is what's called a vasodilator. What it does is it relaxes the muscle tissue in your veins for increased blood flow. As you can tell, this is how your veins are naturally. This is on Cialis. Cialis is usually used to treat ED, erectile dysfunction, because obviously increased blood flow for dudes helps with you know what. But for erectile dysfunction, Cialis is normally upwards of 30 to 50 milligrams for a dosage. Bryan Johnson is saying that you should take just 2.5 milligrams, which is not enough to make your you know what hard all the time. And he's actually right in saying this because there's tons of benefits that come from Cialis. And by Cialis, I just mean blood flow in general. Because yes, you might be thinking in terms of sex, but let's also think of the heart and the brain. Easier blood flow means reduced blood pressure. So when you do nicotine, it actually contracts your veins. So that's why your blood pressure will shoot up if you're doing something like a Zyn. But Cialis does the opposite. So blood flows easier. So it'll also lessen the degree in which you would ever have a heart attack. You'll probably never have a heart attack if you're microdosing Cialis for the rest of your life. It's also good for brain function. Think of all the vitamins and nutrients that are in your blood. Now they're easier to travel to your brain for absorption. This is totally legit stuff. I mean, there have been studies on this. But large pharmaceutical companies really don't want you to think about Cialis this way. They just want you to think about it in terms of sex. So as weird as Bryan Johnson is, this Cialis stuff and microdosing is actually good for both men and women. Which, by the way, if you're a woman, it's supposed to help reduce the degree of your period cramps. Which, fun little fact, by the way, all your pre-workouts are doing is trying to increase blood flow as well. If you look at 50% of the ingredients of your average pre-workouts, it's all about blood flow. Cialis is better than all of those. So yes, as weird as it sounds, you should start microdosing Cialis. It's going to be good for your heart, good for your brain, overall performance probably in bed, but most importantly, it'll even help you in the gym.